Hey, how's it going? Today we're going to be playing some Valheim, and we're going to be making a new character and just kind of jumping into the game. I've already played this game through almost fully, and I'm actually currently on a playthrough with kind of some friends, but I'm just going to start from scratch, and we'll see where this goes, and we're just going to play the game a little bit, you know? We're just going to chill. We first got to pick a glorious hairstyle. You know, I'm kind of long hair and beard right now, so we're just gonna go for that. Now, I'm not quite that crazy on the beard, if we're being honest. We'll go for something like that, and we got brown hair, so we're probably gonna be like that. There we go, that's us. I'll do this. North, beautiful. That's gonna be our world, and this is a new character, a new world. Let's just do it. We should get a little cutscene here. Long ago, the All-Father Odin united the worlds. He threw down his foes and cast them into the 10th world. Then split the bows that held the prison to the world tree and left it to drift unanchored, a place of exile. For centuries, the world slumbered uneasily, but it did not die as glacial ages passed. Kingdoms rose and fell out of sight of the gods. When Odin heard his enemies were growing once again in strength, he looked to Midgard and sent his Valkyries to scour the battlefields for the greatest of their warriors. Dead to the world, they would be born again in Valheim. To be honest, I'm kind of waiting for my Oscar for that one, because we don't have to say anymore other than that was kind of fantastic. Is this one of Odin's Valkyries? Okay, I was unaware. Wow. Is the intro always really moist, or what? I am Huygens, sent here to guide you in your travels. The megaliths surrounding you are sacrificial stones. They represent the Forsaken, which you must slay in order to ascend to Valhalla. It's a purgatory. Very nice. So here we have a Eikthyr, which is a Nordic, sort of Icelandic, Viking compass. These magical stones were scattered throughout the lands by Odin as signposts pointing towards the ritual grounds of the Forsaken. If inspected closer, this one will reveal the summoning place of Eikthyr, or Eikthyr. Your first prey. He is a mighty beast, so you need to properly arm yourself before even attempting to defeat him. That's his location, actually very close to where we have spawned. And I will say, I have fought this man before, and he is truly not that ferocious. So as we unlock things, as we pick up items, we will unlock things. So essentially in this game, you want to craft and pick up every item possible. Harvest everything, craft everything. At least once, you know, to sort of unlock the trade secrets. So first things first, this is our inventory. I do have a mod or two on here, and one is to sort of keep my armors out of my actual inventory, because usually there would be 5 slots in this already very small inventory. So that's one thing. I have a mod for a blueprint rune, which will allow me potentially with doing some builds later. A few other little quality of life things to just sort of speed stuff up a bit. Very, very monotonous things. Nothing like game breaking. I bring tidings. You have found the summoning place of one of the Forsaken. Make the correct offering at their altar and they will come. Be wary though. The Forsaken are not easy prey. So craft a wicked weapon, don your finest armor, and eat a hearty meal before engaging them in combat. The tutorial in this game is very well done. So this is Eikthyr. He looks like a deer. He's a picture of a deer or a statue. Hunt his kin. So if I were to take a wild guess, I probably need to hunt deers and offer something that they drop, right? So he's saying most items must be crafted, however, due to the recent departure from Midgard, you'll have to recall the true shape of objects. Just pick things up and we'll all come back to you, I'm sure. My lesser brother, Munin, tells me one can fashion a stone axe out of wood and stone. Oh, yeah, just like most survival games. So I'm gonna try to grab a bunch of wood because, actually, I don't think it's possible, but there's a flint axe that's pretty much you get immediately. And I don't think you can skip the stone axe because I think you need it to learn the flint axe. So the stone axe is just very bad. So there we go. We have our stone axe. So now I could go cut down a tree. Huygens is going kind of crazy here, trying to give us a ton of tutorials. I think we can kind of chill on that. I mean, like, I know how to play the game, and at a certain point, reading the tutorials are just going to drive all of us to go crazy, right? So there's skills in this game. They make small improvements to your character over time. They go from level 0 to 100. They can take quite a while to level up, once you really get up there, you know? We have some berries here, so we're gonna definitely just, you know, eat some of those. This berry increases our health by 7,
and our stamina by 20. And it lasts for 10 minutes, and it will provide us a passive healing bonus of 1 health per tick. So there's obviously a variety of food in this game, and those will all have different values, you know, depending on that. So, oh my. So we get some trees down here. We have the pro strategy of hitting 2 logs at once for maximum DPS. These are some very tough trees. This axe is very bad. That's why I wanted to skip it. Alright, so now we have some wood from cutting down the tree. We could take the stump, but stumps don't give that much wood. So I'll just leave it. Now, I did see some boars. We want to get the boars because they drop leather scraps. Got a boar trophy. That's not very important. Oops. You managed to hit me. I guess we don't have to cut down big trees. I could also just attack these very small beech trees like this. So as I break some stuff, I'm going to get, you know, more recipes. For example, I got some resin there, which is kind of a rare, a bit of a rare drop from a tree. It's also a monster drop, so now we actually know how to craft it. At any point, we can come check out our skills that we have discovered and, you know, their levels in progress. We can also refer to the things that Hugin has told us, so we can be a very smart boy. Now, one thing that's fairly important here right away in the game is finding Flint. Unfortunately, we do need to be close to water for that, and I do not have any water. I don't know where any water is around here. We kind of need to go find it. We found an abandoned structure here, and it has a chest inside, so let's try to get our hands on that. Some gold, some torches, amber. I'm actually not going to bother taking that. It's going to take up inventory space, and we truly don't need those things for the time being. We really need to find a river of sorts, but nighttime is also coming. I do believe we are quite high above the sea level at this point, so I think the only best bet we could have is just go down. Because if you go down, you will eventually find the sea level, right? We did find a pond. That's kind of useful, though I doubt we're going to be finding enough flint here. I'm gonna go ahead and craft up a hammer here. Let's go ahead and place a workbench, which we need to do any sort of building. I'll just go ahead and place it here. And now we are able to do a few things now. And this is where the game starts to change a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and fix up the roof here a bit. I'm gonna break this because I want to make sure these are repaired. I can't repair them if I don't have a workbench, huh? Let's try that again. This game gives you all of your items when they're destroyed, thankfully. So if I break this, the beehive should just disappear. But it didn't. Okay, it was stuck to something. No worries, we'll just rebuild this. I'll go ahead and give my leaves some repairing as well. We're just gonna be hijacking a house here, because no one's looking. Looks like we're just in time for the night, because nighttime is definitely here. It doesn't look quite nighttime, but it's good enough to sleep. I'll go ahead and place a fire here to keep it out of my house for the time being. And through the wall, it should count. So now we sleep for the night. You're thinking, wow, it's a lot darker than when you went to sleep. Yeah, it's just early morning, okay? We go to bed, you know, very early. We wake up very early. It's a circle of life, you know? Okay, so we can make our flint axe, which has 20 slash as opposed to 15. A nice upgrade. So that nice little craft there. Gonna want to look into making a bow, which is gonna require us to murder just a couple creatures, you know. Well, we know where our bed is now. It's unfortunately not super close to Eikthyr, but it can work as a base because Eikthyr isn't necessarily our goal or our primary goal at this exact moment. So we need to take out a few animals. He unfortunately saw me. I took too long to crouch. We need to look for wild boar to get the scraps together in order to make a bow. And then with a bow, we'll stand a pretty good chance fighting Eikthyr. Of course, we could go the route of using a different type of weapon. That's always an option. I don't remember how melee fighting Eikthyr works out. I think I tried, but I also had a bow, so I ended up just resorting to the bow after some time. I'm gonna attempt to sneak up on these bad boys. Unfortunately, we just did not do enough damage, and he has gotten away. I actually want to test out if the club does more damage, because that'll be insight into if maybe we could just beat up Eikthyr with a club instead. I know there's deer here, I just don't know where. I hear necks, which is a good thing, because they're always near water. A couple hogs here. That's good, we do need those leather scraps as well. Okay, I have the deer in my sights. We're just gonna wiggle around him. And catch him off guard. With a club. So that worked out better than the axe. I think my food might be ready. If I wait too long, it's going to turn into charcoal, and we don't want that. If I had 2 more leather scraps, I could construct a bow to then take down deer. One thing I have failed to do is capture boars to actually breed them. I'm unsure how effective this method is early game, as they require a variety of foods that I may or may not have access to. This was a very foggy day in Valheim. My character does not feel well rested anymore, and that bonus lasts for 11 minutes when I got it, so it's probably roughly time where I could sleep again in this game. I'm just gonna get rid of all of these guys here. The necktails are very good for, it's like a backup meat. I'm gonna go ahead, craft up here, sort of fix ourselves up. We could make a shield, we could make the hoe, which is actually quite useful, so maybe we'll do that right now. Hugin wants to give us a tutorial on the hoe. So if you're someone who wants to play this game and plays this game using a bit of critical thinking and a bit of patience and any tutorials provided in-game, you absolutely can have a very enjoyable playthrough of this without even opening the wiki. Very nice. Ooh, some more necks spawned again. Very nice. Unfortunately, they do not drop leather. They are purely hunted for their tails. There were some leather scraps laying on the ground there. We can now go make a bow. We have 2 deer trophies. I know that the number is 2 specifically, but if you were to offer 1 deer trophy to the altar, it would tell you that you need more. So the game doesn't quite leave you hanging. I'm gonna go ahead and put a few of these things away that I don't want. We now have a bow that we can use. I will keep that on 1. Could also cut down a tree, as that would be quite helpful. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this beech tree here. I need to find a bit more flint, which means I need to find a different source of water, as I do believe flint takes roughly 4 hours to respawn on the ground. That was a close one, huh? Fun fact, did you know the monsters are attracted to you based off the sound you make? So cutting down trees is loud. Destroying structures is loud. So if you're building a base and you keep destroying things, the act of building itself is kind of loud. I do believe it is quieter than cutting down a tree. And if you do some other activities, they can also be extra loud. And every creature in this game is attracted to the noise that you make. I do want to get some beehives down to start collecting honey. I can pick these beehives up at any time and get a full refund on the resources I used to build them. They will, however, irritate the enemies that come to our base, and they will see them as an enemy, which is kind of weird. So they'll fight them and destroy them if given the chance. I want to make a shield, but we do need leather scraps for that. There is the tower shield, which may be useful. However, using a tower shield by yourself with no, you know, like friends or anything like that, to sort of capitalize off the fact that you're extra tanky has always been a bit of a to me. I'm not sure how useful they would be in single player. Bows work a bit weird in this game. You have to shoot quite a bit up. So I think deer are susceptible to pierce damage, and bows do only pierce damage. The axe does a bit of blunt and slash. Some of them do. This one does only slash. I'm unsure which one animals are weak to, some of the animals. They might not have any weakness. As well as gray dwarfs, I don't know if they have any weaknesses to any of these types of damages. So my current goal is to pretty much hunt animals, collect food, and find flint. Through those 3 items, we will be capable of doing a good amount of upgrades and making like leather armor, upgrading our bow, etc. Just get as prepared as possible to fight this boss. There was a hidden boar. It's very hard to telepath his movements. He moves with the speed of a warrior. He has seen combat. Oh, and here we find a very nice river, and I do believe that would be another shrine to Eikthyr. Now that's what they call a parry. No way! I can't believe I just sniped that guy. That was crazy. Mom, look, I got it on camera. The best shot of my life. I don't know about you guys, but I think I look like a man who's ready for war. Oh, yes. There we go. He's summoned. We're juiced up. He's gonna spawn there. Very vibrated screen. I parried that. Wild. It was interesting to know that we could parry his lightning. To my shock, piercing is not his weakness. And we are easily able to block him without even a shield. The bow is an incredibly effective tool. Behold. Done with a bow. Parried with a bow. Come on. I'll finish him off. Mono a mono. I picked up all his goodies. He has his trophy head, which looks like that. He tells us to return to the sacrificial stones, which we can do. And over at the sacrificial stones, because there was a bunch of hooks there, we can put his head up on a pike and be like, look, we killed Eikthyr, hooray. Flint arrows are quite good. As far as the fire goes, he doesn't seem to take too much damage to that. So, yeah, I would just put Eikthyr head here, and it does some cool effects. And I can also activate it. Now, I have a mod that allows me to equip these as passives, but usually you would have to press F to turn on your power, and it would last for 5 minutes, and then it will go and cool down for 15 minutes. I don't think that minus 60% stamina usage and run stamina usage for just jumping and running, not even fighting, is that big of a deal, so I choose to use it as a passive. The Elder awaits. So, with him out of the picture, we now have some hard antlers and a whole bunch of things. So if we were to go back to our base, we would know that we can build a new item. That will help us in the Black Forest. However, I think that is something that is due for the next episode, because we've spent already quite a bit of time here. We should be decently prepared. We have our wood shield, a little bit of armor and stuff like that. Interesting, there's a gray dwarf here. Gray dwarfs are native to the Black Forest, which means there must be a Black Forest here. How did he get all the way out here, huh? We have located the Black Forest. Now, this place is decently dangerous. There's many gray dwarfs there. I'm not well rested, so I'll have a hard time regaining stamina during the fights. I need to go recoup at my house, and we'll probably build another base in the Black Forest. And the Black Forest is a very solid biome to actually set up your main base for the rest of the game, even. Ideally, you do want to build a base in every biome, and if you build a base in the meadows, you will be very safe for the most part. So the Black Forest is up here in this corner. I do believe if we ran straight north, this kind of looks like Black Forest beginning here. So I think if we just went straight north, this wraps around on top. As is pretty standard for world generation, you pretty much have a meadows that's kind of surrounded in Black Forest. And then meadows is kind of rare throughout the game. Black Forest kind of takes over the meadows for the most part in a lot of situations. So I think if we just ran straight that way, we would be good. Let's repair up all our gear after that hard sort of adventure. And then here we go. We can make a hard antler pickaxe. Core item for the next adventure. So if we talk to Hugin, he will mention that the Black Forest is rich in minerals. There I can find copper in the ground and tin lining the ocean's shore. Now go forth and strike the earth. Because I have a pickaxe now, so that's his advice for me, basically. So, what Hugin said is true. We definitely want to go to the Black Forest, and we will, but in the next episode. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this. Don't know when I'll put the next one out. See you around. See you the next episode. And, yeah, take care. Oh, my. Oh, that looks dangerous. That's hot. I'm gonna roast my arm.